What I know matters is how I feel. It's the top priority. What I believe is important is what I think, and that's the lie.
Welcome to Aloha Speaks, home of Malama Aloha Pono with Alexander Noman.
Aloha, Alex here, and I had to stop laughing. It hit me just before I hit the record button. It's just as hilarious for me. I'm looking at the title, Clarity. I'm like, what? I'm gonna. It's like as if I would be doing a video entitled Humility. What about that? No. What? Right. Like I'm going to do a video on clarity. Okay, so it's not the point, though. No, it is. So here's no the because even when I did I always do about 5 little tiny phrases to try and stay on track. I'm sorry. Come on. This was not planned. Because I can go in so many different directions, probably because of lack of clarity. But that's not, come on. What this is about, really, I have in parentheses the difference between knowing and believing. Because the first thing number one, I think I know what clarity is. I think I know what clarity is. And right after that, it says it's not true. It's not true when it's the intellect that's trying to understand what clarity is. I don't go around, I need to understand intellectually what clarity is. But that's what's going on anyway, is like trying to be clear. I mean, even in setting this thing up, it's like, what direction am I going to go? It's simple. Okay, so knowing and believing. What I know matters, as evidenced by my behaviors. Nothing is going to change my behaviors. What I know matters is how I feel, because my behaviors prove that out. How I feel matters. I know that to be true. It's like it's the top priority. What I believe is important is what I think, and that's the lie. So, what gets denied, this goes back to my addiction. Of course, I was at a meeting and someone introduced, I'm an alcoholic addict. And I hear this all the time. But it's like, what's the difference? To me, there's no difference. Alcoholic, addict, an alcoholic is an addict. The alcoholism is an ism, which is the addiction. So it goes both ways, addict. Because what does it have to do with the alcohol? It says right there, our liquor is but a symptom. So we had to get down to causes and conditions. My issue is how I feel. That's why I drink. It says in the doctor's opinion, men and women or people, say people, drink essentially because they like the effects produced by alcohol. Can be, I do drugs because I like the effects produced by alcohol. I do sugar because I like the effects produced by sugar. I like sex because I like the effects produced by sex. I like to get into abusive relationships because, right? Yeah, right. No, because I'm going after something that I think is, and what I'm doing is I'm denying something like that really doesn't make me feel good. So I'm in total denial. So that's where the denial is. Where the lie is in the thought process. It's like, whoa, I'm not getting into therapizing. I'm not getting into whatever that other word is I use. Therapizing or whatever that other word is I use. I'm not getting into anything complicated here. I'm just looking at I'm saying it's simple. It's simple. I came in and I could stop. And I admitted that I could stop drinking. I couldn't stay stopped. That was the problem. Sure, I could stop a couple days and then boom, I'm back. When I stayed stopped, it was a gift to me. I'm like, thank you. And that's all I was looking for. No, sorry, there's more. What about joy and peace and gratitude and clarity? Like as if they're like all these things added unto. But they're not and. They're inseparable as the same. Joy, peace, gratitude, clarity are all one. They're one. So I didn't know that because in thought they're different, they're separate things. When it's realized in the knowing as a feeling, it's a whole different world. So this was generated. I was supposed to do I was going to do a title, Matter of Life and Death. Sure. And then I thought, well, if I don't do that one, I'll do games people play, because it's games people play. What about the games I play? So I was going to go in these directions. But somebody said at the meeting this morning, this acronym I never heard before. Nuts. Not using the steps. I never heard that before in my 14th year now. All the thousands of meetings I've gone to, never heard that. Not using the steps is nuts. And I had just done a video. The last video I think I did was about the resistance. And it's this that doesn't wanna. I don't wanna do the steps. Even if it's not the steps, if it's a different platform, I don't want to do that either. I don't want to do any of the work it takes. Because of that denial and lies. It's just total resistance. Doesn't change the fact that when I do, it throws it into a whole nother realm that I wasn't signed up for. I didn't sign up for feeling. I I know that's what matters, but I'm not ready for it. It's like, what? And I'm so fortunate because in the steps, it's step 11 in Malama Aloha Pono, it's segment 6, self-love. Step 11, they get into prayer and meditation, which is really, talk about confusing. No clarity in that because it's all up here. It's like, oh yeah, let's take in meditation, let's make it a prayer. They say the St. Francis prayer is the meditation. I'm like, whoa. I'm so fortunate to have this. I talked about Prem Rawat, that peak course, freely given. It's that inner. Talk about, it's 4 techniques that require 15 minutes each. That's an hour a day. What? No, the ego doesn't want to have anything to do with that. Talk about feeling. That's clarity, that stillness, that silence has nothing to do with how important it is what I think. It's real. And it's worth it to do what is necessary to remove those blocks. Until next time, aloha.